Well, this is an interesting engine, the old Coventry Victor, because they started off Morton and Weaver in 1904, and they were tool makers. I mean, look at the quality of this machine. Tool makers and engine makers, and they renamed it Coventry Victor in 1911. You can see by the tolerance just on this, of a 1932 engine. That had all been done on lathes. Incredible, beautiful, beautiful quality in manufacturing. Lovely castings, and everything's built to last, As this is going to be a show engine, we've kept the sort of spirit of good quality with the seagull brass tank there. But Ian's done a beautiful job of polishing it. It really does look like Inca gold now. Just love the way this is fan cooled as well, because, obviously the harder you run it, the more the fan goes, the better the cooling. It's just such a clever design at a Putsch moped like that. And then the early Putsch mopeds were air-cooled like that. And I know similar time, I suppose, Porsche were founded in 1931. So, Ferdinand Porsche with his air-cooled engines and the 356 and everything else. Yeah, it's incredible how this was the sort of technology of the time. Water cooling was still available as well for marine applications, of course. Incredibly, the Weavers were the first people to fly a monoplane in Britain in 1910. They got a 1/4 mile flight from their ornithoplane or something like that, I think it was called. But quite an astounding feat in 1910, and the first ever flight of a monoplane in the UK. So they were engine makers, aircraft pioneers, and tool makers. And I think you can you get all that just looking at this engine, don't you? That sort of deep history. It's a beautiful thing. I'm so pleased we've done it up. After World War One, Coventry Victor also made a number of motorcycles and were very successful, made some really sought-after bikes. Some were even made in Belgium under licence. So the bikes were based on a 688cc flat twin.